Greetings, friends, and welcome back to the 3-Minute Horror Show. My name is Ben, your host, and I love horror movies. In fact, I watch the bad movies so that you don't have to. You're welcome. Today I'll be reviewing the movie Jack Brooks' Monster Slayer from 2007. Jack Brooks is a damaged guy who lost his family to a monster attack when he was a little boy, and he never quite got over it. He blames himself, and he carries a lot of anger based on what happened. This movie was directed by John Knotts from Brook Street Pictures, and he's from Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. That means that this movie is Canadian content, and we love CanCon on this show. Knotts and Trevor Matthews, the guy that plays Jack Brooks, wrote this movie along with their Brook Street partner, Patrick White. Jack Brooks' Monster Slayer is streaming here in Canada on Hoopla, Plex, and Tubi. Jack Brooks is a dude who can't seem to get ahead because he can't control his anger. He's always getting into fights with coworkers and customers and losing his jobs. He sees a therapist to talk about this stuff, played by Canadian actor Daniel Cash, and they are working through the fact that when he was a kid, his entire family was eaten by some sort of forest troll. Being 8 at the time, he was not able to do anything about it, but he's carried the guilt that he didn't try to help his entire life. He's also attending night high school classes with his girlfriend, and his science teacher is Robert Englund, who I was not expecting to see here. From their humble beginnings with movies like Teen Massacre and Still Life, Brook Street Pictures have grown from a small studio into a large-scale movie production house. The current CEO is also the founder, Trevor Matthews, the guy who plays Jack Brooks in this movie.
Wow.
In 2024, Brook Street was one of the companies that produced The Brutalist starring Adrian Brody that went on to be distributed by A24. The Brutalist went on to be nominated for 10 Academy Awards, but it also drew some controversy due to the fact that they used AI to alter the accents of the main characters. A debate was ignited about the artistic implications of allowing movies where actors' performances have been enhanced by artificial tools to be nominated for prestigious awards. My personal opinion? Generative AI does not belong in the filmmaking process. AI tools that make a person's job easier get a pass from me, but if you're a filmmaker who's actively not hiring a musician, artist, or editor because you think an AI tool can do it cheaper, no way. Jack has some plumbing experience, and teacher Robert Englund has just purchased a new house on the outskirts of town. He's having some water trouble, and he asks Jack to come out and check the pipes. Jack does a few things, cleans some rusty goop out of the pipes, but then when he starts the pump back up, the pressure goes off the charts and a part is damaged. Jack takes the part over to an old plumbing store. At this store, the old guy working at the counter tells him a story of the house that Englund bought, as it used to belong to his uncle. His uncle found a box that had a heart in it on the property. Some mist came out of the box, and it forced the uncle to eat the heart. His uncle turned into a slimy, hungry, burping fart machine and ate everything in sight, including his nephew's hand. Guess what happens next? A hole ruptures in the pipes, and that causes a crack in the ground. Mist comes out of the crack at night and possesses Englund, making him go digging in the yard. He encounters a box, and it has a heart in it. Robert Barton Englund was born in Glendale, California in 1947. His father was an aeronautics engineer that worked on the Lockheed U-2 reconnaissance plane in the 1950s. At age 12, he went to a children's theater program along with one of his friends, and he fell in love with performing. Englund performed in community theater while in high school, and then went on to do 3 years at UCLA before transferring over to the Meadowbrook Theater to train. Now, all the internet sites say that Robert was trained at the Royal Academy for Performing Arts in England, but no. The Meadowbrook Theater was an affiliate. Englund did not go to school in England. See what I did there?
Bruh.
He got started working in movies in 1973, and he actually auditioned for both Han Solo and Luke Skywalker in Star Wars. Imagine if he had got one of those roles. Imagine if he had got both of those roles.
Damn.
It's all good though, because Robert went on to be in many different things, including Eaten Alive by Tobe Hooper and Galaxy of Terror by Roger Corman. He even played a regular character on the TV series V about a reptilian alien invasion. But he always played good guys. That's why it was so weird when he accepted the role of Freddy Krueger in 1984's Nightmare on Elm Street, and we got to see him play a bad guy for the first time. And we never looked back. Englund turns into a big farty monster, but he goes one better. In class one evening, he turns into a slimy, toothy tentacle monster, eating some students and turning others into zombies with his tentacles. It's very funny, and it looks pretty cool. I think it was all practical. Most importantly, there are lots of farts. Jack, now that he's been confronted with a monster in his adult life, finds his true calling, and that's slaying monsters. Will he save the day? You'll have to watch this one to find out. I'm not gonna lie, this ended up being a lot better than I thought it was gonna be when I first started it. It appears to be a mostly Canadian production, and the monster designs were fun. Not one effect was created with CGI either. This was 100% practical. The performances were decent all around. You cannot go wrong with Robert Englund. He is great every time.
You right.
Jack himself kind of sucked as a character. He was really hard to feel sorry for. But overall, this is a creature feature definitely worth checking out. This was action-packed, silly, and very entertaining. I rate Jack Brooks' Monster Slayer a 6 out of 10.
Whoa!
As always, a link to my Letterboxd appears in the video's description. Please leave me a like, comment, and subscribe, as it really does boost my engagement and helps my channel grow. Smell you later, nerds!
God damn, this stuff is so fascinating.